Everything for high juicy news. Mema Obibia Kwaba. I had the latest hot and Aremeyaw Bremo. And so we can subscribe to channel area. Bomodian say obe subscribe. Robeyan say obe click a year the subscribe button. Now barely notification. We understand video for free be upload with the first person once ebeka a video. Afei we are now like video no. Give us a thumbs up na afei share ma wo foforo so na when you be here. Now, and some do na ra ekoso ewo Ghana memo hano. Afi yemura ye ensemwa abeto yepno so yinti a report here ababetu je sankomo yimuma yinti.
There are concerns that if this were a proper national security arrest, no amount of persuasion would have stopped it.
You know, Afenyo Markin yesterday pleaded, if I call him, ask him whether he didn't plead yesterday that he will present him this morning at 10 o'clock. That is what led to the abrogation of the operation. Other than that, all of them will have spent the night and a vigil in his house to prevent the security from exercising their responsibility.
Because an arrest operation properly so constituted should have gone through.
That's what I'm saying. Because he pleaded and because we are a listening government, we are not like the MPP, who will go to a church where Chatuchikata and the wife were worshipping and will still pluck them out like mangoes from a tree. In spite of the protestations of the clergy. Jerry Rawlings was invited. He responded. Honorable Yiti Mensah was arrested like a cock. Side scenario, the same. Just recently, wasn't Bobby arrested in his studio for daring to talk about government's complicity in land acquisition? Wasn't Mensah Thompson arrested like an armed robber because he dared to talk about the president's children using the presidential aircraft? What are we talking about here? The Akama will say, what have we seen in this country?
So for you, nothing on what happened yesterday?
No. Look, what I will say here is that, look, I'm happy Seth mentioned that he sat in that position Ntim Fordjour is sitting in.
That's what, 8 years ago?
Yes, last week I asked him, would he have conducted himself the way Ntim Fordjour is conducting himself? When you have made a pronouncement, and the pronouncement is yet to be proven, and you've been queried about it, do you go about repeating those pronouncements? You understand? Repeating those announcements on various media. Would you do that? 2, would he have exercised those opportunities and channels open to him as a ranking member of parliament? Instead of what Ntim Fordjour did. I know him. There were so many instances of this issue where he conducted himself appropriately, the way an MP should conduct himself. Because we, as MP, we have opportunities to seek a sort of information. Even an ordinary Ghanaian, it has a right to RTI.
Yeah.
So if you've done this, and you yourself, you know, you've put out there false information. Because he says it's suspicion. How can you just go on a tangent of a suspicion and you say now you are inviting people to come and brief you? What right are you exercising without your committee of parliament? Ask him. I've been a ranking member before. I've been a chairman of a committee before. Both sides, the leadership of the committee will agree that let's have this meeting. It can be a request from any member to the leadership. And when it's so agreed, then we do that. But you can't go and make pronouncements out there, and now you call security agencies to come and brief you. Brief you as who? As what?
As a ranking member on the committee.
A ranking member doesn't work alone.
The minority says he spoke on their behalf.
What I'm saying that the minority alone cannot call for that meeting. He's here. Ask him whether the minority will request for a meeting through the chairman of the committee and the clerk. That's the parliamentary procedure. You think that any minority can ask for a briefing, majority can, then how are we going to manage information and such sensitive information from the security services? If the defense and interior committee on the minority will ask for a meeting, and the majority will also ask for a meeting. And those briefings could vary depending on situations. So how do we have a cohesive message as a group? So what I'm saying here is that, look, somebody must advise him to Fordjour, and I will let Afenyo Markin to exercise that opportunity given him today, 10 o'clock, he must present Ntim Fordjour for the questioning that is supposed to be questioned, so that we can all have a peace. Because what they did yesterday was unruly and was total disrespect to the security services. And I heard one of the people talking about what? Warrant. Check the Public Offences Act. A police officer from the rank of a superintendent can effect an arrest without a warrant. You mean when a police officer sees somebody committing a crime, he must go for a warrant before he arrests the person? You understand?
Yeah.
And this one, you have been invited. All this invitation is nothing.
He's denied receiving any invitation.
The invitation was extended to him through his minority leader. Ask him. Through his minority leader. And two, let me say this. Me, between 2017, January to August, I visited the police headquarters more than 13 times. I visited Yoko more than 5 times. I had NIB in my house, then BNI.
On what grounds?
Said no's. Said no's. I didn't know what I had done. And you're talking about people's houses. Didn't Abronye, with all that his dental formation.
Oh no, we'll take it easy.
Enter my house, harass my wife and children over a presumed car. So these things have happened. You see, what was him is the fact that when it happens to anybody from the MPP, then hell must break loose. But when it happens to anybody from the NDC, we are not human beings.
Oh, no,
so those things should not be talked about.
Tangent, then it feeds into the narrative of the tit for tat and eye for an eye.
I'm saying that. If it was right when they did it,
it is right.
It cannot be wrong today. They cannot claim it to be wrong today. Why do you think? Are they special human beings? Are they better than us? If we all agree, if we are saying that it is all right, then from today, let all of us learn from it.
But will 2 wrongs make a right?
What are you talking about? Was it right when they did it to Chachu Chikata?
And you were not happy then?
Because before then, we had the opportunity to do that. We did it. Look, Professor Mills came to set an example.
So
when they did all those things, Professor Mills came and we said, no. Father for all, let it be. Ask him. Accept that we even had their people stay in office for 6 months. Some of their chief executives. Because we thought that let the past be the past. But in spite of those beautiful, magnanimous situations we created, they didn't see it as something good enough to help us repair the image of governance. They still went after us brutally. What didn't happen to Sam George at Ayawaso West Ogon? Did they consider that he was an MP? Did they? Even that one, when the white paper has been issued, the government still did not even punish the people who were involved. I won't say 2 wrongs make a right, but sometimes you need to tell somebody that the blood that runs through his veins is the same blood that runs through yours. So he cannot be treated specially, and you'll be treated like trash. Look,
you see, what we've managed to do is to create controversies around this matter and leave the actual issue. We haven't dealt with whether or not indeed.
From 10 o'clock this morning, I'm sure the actual issue will be dealt with if Ntim virtual becomes civil enough.
if the minority leader begged that he would present the Assin South MP today at 10 a.m., what concessions were made on your part?
Yeah, so we agreed that we are holding
Because,
we are holding him to his word. And if he doesn't, we shall pluck him from his house.
Because you see, there are concerns that there are instances where persons have been invited, they attend upon the invitation, and they are arrested.
When you attend upon an invitation, the police takes your statement. The police have the right to decide that whether the statement you give is enough for them to charge you. And when they charge you, it's either they keep you or you'll be granted self-recognizance bail. It's the right of the police. You understand? You are invited. You write your statement. They question you. When they question you, the answers you give will tell the police what action to take next. Whether to charge you formally and whether they should let you go on a bail. So I don't think there's anything wrong with Ntim Fordjour presenting himself to the police. He is lucky, he is privileged as a member of parliament. He will be considered, his statement will not, maybe he will give an opportunity to go home and report to the police. Some of us went through that. And I'm saying that once he's been invited, he should honor that invitation. Because if you don't honor it, you are showing gross disrespect to the security agencies. And they are mandated by law to take any action necessary to make sure you respect the law. That's all. He must be a responsible citizen and respond to the invitation. Just as any member. Look, what happened to Kwesi?
Yesterday he was acquitted and discharged.
Yes, but before then,
Accused of perjury.
Didn't they send policemen, armored vehicle to his house? Didn't they? He was lucky he was in parliament then.
Yeah.
So immediately from parliament, we have to escort him to the police headquarters. So, series of these issues have happened. That shouldn't make somebody see this as a novelty. But the way the MPP are dramatizing this thing as if this is the first time we've seen it in our body politics, and as such, the NDC. And I want to tell Seth, the NDC government will not willfully, intentionally silence its critics. Look, what's our criticism having to people right now? 3 months.
Actually.
Yeah, I'm saying that they are setting an agenda because a lot of their people, they are aware because of ORA and because of other investigations. A lot of their people have been conducted themselves. Look, let me give you an example.
Is the ORA targeting their people only?
The ORA is targeting those who have been in office and misconducted themselves. So he said, sitting here, if he has not done anything, why should he be worried? It's a Justifer who sat on television and said, if she had done what they asked her to do, by this time, she will also be having sleepless nights like them. you understand?
They're having sleepless nights.
Yeah, she said it. I didn't say it. I just said it. He said some of them are having sleepless nights. But because she didn't do what they asked her to do, she's okay. She's having a peaceful sleep. So Seth is in here, I know he's been having a peaceful sleep. You understand? Yeah. Because he's sure that he has not misconducted himself in any way. So why would ORA go after him? Or why would somebody want to arrest him? He's there.
Right.
Has he been invited to any? Has he heard of any invitation? No.
Well, we haven't heard. I don't know if you received any.
Once they invite me, I will know.
Very well.
And the point is that maybe I can't tell because you never know.
You never know.
You've been criticizing government. Have you been invited? Have you somebody tried to silence?
How often do I criticize government?
In fact, this morning you even
criticizing government because of the modus operandi.
And has anyone sent you a message that you are being invited?
Perhaps after the show.
After the show, they'll be waiting for me downstairs.
But Honorable Agyapong, I mean, your side, the minority side, has petitioned the Speaker to intervene in these matters. Parliament is not in session.
Typical.
We know that the Speaker is also, I think, not in the jurisdiction. So, I mean, are we just dancing around
we are not dancing. And that's why I was listening.
Okwe was petitioned.
Why are you ruling that thing out like that?
Okwe was petitioned. Okwe said that if I've committed a criminal offense, I should go and face it. Like Okwe.
Let me go on. You see, Ntim Fordjour and he knows is a ranking member, and in Parliament we operate through the structures.
Wasn't I a ranking member?
Oh, I haven't denied you. Oh, honorable, I can't do that. And the issues that we're discussing, I really, that December 7th, the temperature is a different matter. Unfortunately, I will not defend that action they took against me, and I'll speak against it because it is improper. Irrespective, even if he's inciting people for his status as an opinion person in a community and a statesperson, the law enforcement agency also needs to apply some respect to individuals. The unfortunate thing is that many a time when they are in theater, matters go haywire. I have had occasion to defend them. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not new to this. Now I go further to state that I will say that I think government is window dressing the issue. You rightly put it. The substantive matter, how we are approaching it. Like you said, Speaker is not in the jurisdiction. Okay, fair enough. The chairperson to the committee is not in the jurisdiction. The committee ranking member wrote to the chairperson. So he's kicked in procedural practice. And then he goes further with his members to do a whistleblowing statement. And so the president sees it and said, this is an important matter. And they didn't lay claim.
No, said. He didn't write to the chairman of the committee.
No, there's a copy of it.
He didn't write to the chairman before.
No.
Before his press
No, he
conference.
did.
Did this letter come after the press?
After the press conference.
No.
So it was on hindsight.
Because I went, just give me a second. I went in to find out the facts before I came in. So I said, how did you arrive here? He says, no, let me just share. So we had a conversation, me and him, when he was mid-ranking member. In fact, he called me and I said, oh, that's a beautiful thing, I'm happy for you. But the practice is that anything that you want to do, your chairperson and you are in leadership. So try and share with them because the two of you conduct leadership of the committee. And so he wrote to him on not one matter. That is my concern. He wrote to him on 3 matters, like I told you.
The Sapperman
issue, and then the cocaine bastard, and then this airport matter. Now, my worry was that, that's what I'm saying about the window dressing. That's why I'm talking about, it's not just, when Minister Kwaku came to speak, he only zeroed in on the first matter. And ever since, that has been the matter that is being repeated. So, sitting back and observing and analyzing what is happening, I'm asking myself, are we just weaponizing that against the character who sent a whistleblowing and did not just only zero in on one matter? You see, as a student of analysis, I am free to go to town.
Yes.
You agree with me? So the beauty is that let us put all the puzzle together. Feast. That's why I give my narrative the way I give. And I'm sitting back as an analyst watching the space within our public safety. And I'm asking and seeing what is happening. Things that I've seen play itself in theater in times past, playing themselves again.
Currently.
So when I look into it, I ask myself, where are we headed? That's why I said we need to take deep thought of occurrences that we are seeing. Is our security the same security that we keep touting about? Is it the same thing that we say we are, that we're doing? That is my concern. And that is why I don't want half-baked meals. Put the matter squarely before the person. Like me, you are asking, this morning they are going to go to the offices, like the minority leader, maybe his counsel who will be representing him, will be there. This is proper procedure. If you go through this whole conversation we are having wouldn't happen.
Perhaps it had to take yesterday to get today to happen.
No, but let me tell you something. If it had to take yesterday to get today to happen, is that the right way?
Because
how many hours have this matter been in all the media space? Is that what we want?
But it's simple.
If
he has made himself available,
exactly. But
this will not happen.
Making yourself available, you know, procedurally, if you want him, and as a ranking member, if he's on his way to also go and submit something to the clerk in committee, he can't stay in.
I agree with you.
Asin North,
I agree with you.
In Asin South, he's to come to the center.
Yes.
And so you find him in Accra. The water that you find him in Accra doesn't necessarily do not mean he's just hiding somewhere in Accra. And definitely, as an operative of state, you can't come to Accra and say
so that is a responsibility on him to prove that he's still engaged in parliamentary business.
Of course, but he's still a member of parliament.
You and I should.
And he was conducting parliamentary business at the time.
As a leader, I wouldn't know. But in the circumstance, if he says so, why should I doubt him?
Said, but you and I should agree on the fact that, look, this is somebody who has made a statement. He's been invited. Under normal circumstance, when you make a statement, in all fairness, and anyone says that the statement you have made is injurious, is not right, is going to affect me, you put a seizure on it. But the man says that he is repeating his suspicions until he's convinced that what he suspects is not true. Look, your suspicion is your suspicion. Your suspicion cannot be intelligence. There's difference between suspicion, intelligence, information, and even news.
But investigations can be conducted based on suspicion.
Yes. So what I'm saying that you have suspicion. You use wrong medium. Because you cannot just throw suspicion out there.
Right.
Because it is suspicion. That's why you must first conduct your investigation and make sure your suspicion through the investigation becomes intelligence. You understand? Then you can decide to take the next action.
But what if I do not have the resources to do that? For which reason I put it out there so that the states, officially mandated agencies to engage in the investigation of my suspicion.
It's a risk you're taking. If you don't have evidence to back your suspicion, it's a risk you're taking. Because when your suspicion is proven false, what have you done? False information, deception. You understand? That's more reason. You must process the suspicion you have. Let it go through what we call decision-making process. Put it in your black box. Think about it. Get other information that you're looking for. Go about it, process it before you are sure. Then you can know whether what you have is authentic for public consumption or not. Even as a journalist, you don't just go writing or making reports based on suspicion. You have to investigate first.
True.
When you go into the right to information bill, it didn't say because you have right to information, you can apply for it when you are sure, you are convinced that the information you are seeking is in the public interest.
Very well. Very well.
You must measure the suspicion you have. Is it in public interest? Let me ask for example. I hear somebody tells me that Seth was seen last night entering somebody's house through the window. Then I go out publicly and say it. I wouldn't process that information. I wouldn't make sure that what the person is saying is true or false before I go out there, then I go publicly. And that is what Ntim Fordjour did. And I told you here last week that when he did it, me sitting here as a friend, as a colleague in the pasture, I sent him a message.
Oh no, you see, was it not based on all this suspicion that when he put out there, the president found a palpable reason to order an investigation?
So you've had the whole president, out of respect for you, asking the security services to collaborate with you.
Has that begun, the president's directive for an investigation?
And so he was invited.
This is where my issue comes in. Give me a second. This is where I was the only batch then. Now, when the president issued the statement, did the security people write to him immediately?
They did that because Afenyo Markin
has insisted
that if they want to deal with any member of his minority,
they should go through him.
Afenyo is not a law.
Afenyo is not the speaker.
No, wait a minute.
They don't deal with the speaker.
The honorable minority leader is not a law unto himself. You know. And the law works.
I'm happy you are making this statement.
Of course, the law works. The point is that you and I appreciate that we need to have our say. You have your way, and then we concur to do business.
Do you know why?
One of the reasons why I'm saying so is this: if he falls foul to the law, the law will deal with him. That is the essence why I'm making the statement.
Yeah. Do you know something? If I call Kumi, your MP faculty,
wait a minute.
Me sent him a message. I said, bro,
Kumi's matter.
Get out of the chamber. He says that his minority leader has assured him that nothing will happen to him. I said, bro, you will be whisked alone, and that day nobody will be there with you because you will be committing an offense.
Let me advance on this very matter. My concern is that I say the approach that we are using is not good. It's disproportionate.
How?
Yes, that's why I'm coming to. We are running a parallel democracy like any of the advanced democracies that you know. Say, for instance, Canada, the Royal Canadian Military Metropolitan Police. Have you read in any tabloid that misinformation or disinformation is put out there by an opposition leader, a minority leader, and then they run the police to go and arrest
because they are responsible. They will not make.
But the point is that we can't say the ranking member. We can't say the ranking member is irresponsible. The ranking member did not speak in his capacity as just ordinarily in Ntim Fordjour. He wouldn't have had that occasion.
Let me give you an example.
The place he addressed the matter. Let me do this. The place he addressed.
He said an example. I want to give you an example.
Let me do this. Where he spoke. And where he addressed the matter is the fora and is the area where minority addresses their statements.
So he spoke on behalf of the minority.
He didn't speak alone. When he was speaking, when he made a press conference, he wasn't alone. He was with some of the minority committee members on the statement. This is where my matter comes in.
No.
So once these things occur.
Have you seen the video?
Oh yes. That is why I came in because I also had to follow the process because when I'm doing analysis and I err. You pull me, I'll tell you no. You know me, I'll tell you that. But my concern is that
press conference before,
when that happened, instead of government, I'm coming before the security agencies will come in. The government minister of communication came out telling us how government is going to deal with him. Was that good faith?
Was that
good faith? And not even looking at the matter.
Because he has acted irresponsibly.
So judges
let me give you something. I just want to give an example.
Who's the judge of responsibility?
I want to give an example. You started, look, recently, two Labour MPs.
Just a few seconds.
Two Labour MPs without authority of the minority in UK decided to go to Israel. They were deported. Did you hear what Badenoch said? That the minority, the opposition, Labour, will not defend them.
No, it's Labour who is in government now.
No, the Conservatives will not defend them if they acted on their own. You understand?
So I mean,
those jurisdictions when you act irresponsible.
I established that point before you arrived. I told you that even when they are in recess now, before a member of parliament leaves the jurisdiction, you need permission from the speaker.
Yes. Very well. So in this situation, why didn't he exercise that responsibility?
You answer that question after the break.
Honorable Ntim for say me can reverend I no man we do. Because me hwe asema wa kwa fa aba no. Any day wo ye no ho no a eya na manu ye dududu say meka say osofo Ntim Fordjour. Won say wo ka obi reverend na wo picture nipa sunku bi sofo sunku bi e wo wanim. Enti the list I expecting say obi a ye reverend no be acted to say member of parliament and then hwe committee order so a obe acted to say sebe full soldier bi bibisa
me ntwa wano makati na be kasaba me ntwa wano once I was singing on the say ono pe na reverend wakwadi wadent wadi bibia kan ho ana wo ye ne ho fi na reverend for more Ghana ebe 98% wo mu nyina mo number reverend for no reverend for ayo hwe mo TV so reverend for ti mo radio so reverend for mo na Ato Forson do bebre ni mo ye wa sorry dem wodi agroma mention dem crofo issues aba me nya ba me ka obi ti efie na koma mpatu se Kojo ebo obi e wa sorry a wo ye reverend e ma ba sorry wo nyina make sure so no obi abeda wa fat advantage obi aye ne ho te say we reverend wa create way camp oba bia asori no oba na obetra konwa so e be 2 hours na ona ase ahohoro wetima se ni adwa ya de nkutasra na ni adwa ba sorry dem wo uduru ope no bompa ye ma wa cha be 5 minutes or 9 na paja ye nti no wuti akodwa na ahohoro wo do na to acha 5 minutes na ka ba fom wetima se
Reverend for some ya ka se ka
adia for no de especially mo I know mo fie kro mu ba yi yo mo no fie Asante region ba yi se Nyankopon yi usasofo ne fimu a e bia Ghana mpo betima ba fam ya zan nyina ho ne fi ba yi let's create and share and loot asofo for no me no ba ba nya we
me na Kwajo
that you Ntim Fordjour so no
no kanu I agada the 30
on
evangelist
Akufo Addo
no so evangelist mama part
na makati why na wose okom komfo bay en wose wokom a oda no osori a wose mi kom bia me yesofo hwe se akom ewu obi so a na se ye kwakoyi e de afiri nipa kroso a
process e fam
enye simple sa enipa no kura no du bebre hokko mutimi nya normal omunya mutimi come back to omu normal so what it means klasa agrada na klasa kwa tankwa no ye komfo no kwa na ya asa
enye na asem ne ye
enye no ye ka patime ka
me pasu ho antes me don't worry about titles don't worry about titles
okay makati nti yemra so yemra
ana mama mencha na mencha wati for na refo na Ntim Fordjour de oye ni awoye because o ma test system no eno ma hu say system no ye weak o the system no ye porous a man for be mishandle nema edinti no obenya ne ho adidim enunti ena Ntim Fordjour ye ne oye na ma someone say Ntim Fordjour say the intelligence all your press conference means was our voice now also more credible intelligence actually play me you know ABC kotokaha efi Grand Canaria na nia omususu ni say sa play me you eye nu boni sem any money laundry meboa but Ntim Fordjour ntimi ankyere cocaine dudu a play me no diaba when ntimi ankyere sika dudu a eye involve na Ntim Fordjour say national security for mede emeyi omano anama what it means is that make me atna na maka se mesumi intelligent suggest say na chemi say Ntim Fordjour in the house made dada ma wa shege na nyinsen papam ge no na me there ne say onfa on me kanche Ghana for senya no kre
obio
o ye dey asam na aka no me
on dia say
me ntiase
me fan Ntim Fordjour analogy the press conference in analogy no mama catch what tifo ni wahwefo awia we say me so me intelligent me watch Ntim Fordjour in the house made dada ama girl na fa dinsen wapam girl no so se me boa ochina 9 a.m. on your press conference non deny
wapam girl no
wan magge ne nyinsɛn
wanyem girl no
wanyem no
apam no
how
because Ntim Fordjour asem yesi woni evidence bi nti se ne de no na wo gina so e na wo kan se na chese won so e force you down so open
me
Ntim Fordjour de woni evidence na force you near so open
oh that be see
na chese ne nti se sa na won so wo kan se do no ye press conference ne kan asem no se sa na won so gina so aka de a e na chese won so de na wo kan no so no e force you da na
wo na wo say falsehood we will see a falsehood.
Because maybe I said you will start here something and make cancer.
And Americano. That is what he has invited us to do. Ntim Fordjour ayeno, na tintin ni tietia na ma demonstrate no.
Okay.
Intimate me sorry. Na makaso oh, na ma okwa me hu se woni kwachi. Moko twa quickie e newsroom na majama mo se mum and am for evidence emra. That is all he has done.
It makes sense bia.
What I say and na yes so because na ma ye djuma wa Accra FM correct NS ye djuma wa Accra FM correct enti omumi no awura newsroom the possibilities of moving around so entina man force the Ntim Fordjour kan no no cre now ye be ka say state be a drug state na it means that obetima connect aban no say aban no ye involve na odisasi kan ne buman no odisa cocaine sika ni money laundering no e na odibuman we and if you obetima to so there are protocols oma wavy say plane ne belande na license ne na sifu nyina no they were not taken into consideration ya man unfettered assets utimi tresa and I say arrest omo ya arrest no ma ja omo you get it utimi establish we nyina before enti Interpol and sorry keke and declare state we say a drug state and a narco state UN will not do that. Into a reckless on the part of Ntim Fordjour. You see, it was premature, inflammatory, and a such defamatory against the nation. So what I say. So the country Ghana can actually sue Ntim Fordjour for defamation. We are defaming Ghana with that inflammatory comment now or running say and a plane be a bad assist because in the end no timidre ya say plane me no aba mufi Gran Canaria now according to ono na drink chiremo Gran Canaria ho no ye cocaine zone eti plane be a few where bahano esu cocaine. What I say? Anka asin for on so uzin kwasa fo gumo pa. Asin safo. Uzin kwasa fo pa.
Sasa intia.
Oh, na ga na drink kwasa fo nya asin safo no mo. I logic. So what I say? Into only drink kwasa fo nanim. Can we say that? Say once Gran Canaria saying plane fuel balance also okay also sika and the aba no be fast can. He's not been able to say so plane na buy no e be fast sika e be fast cocaine and e di cocaine buy. Minister of Urban Communications Felix or say Felix or see or the plane 4 or church mono elu plane na ba Ghana na be 4. You get it? But Ntim Fordjour say Kanok no say Kavok no. Near Luanda. See. And Akwaba. Because the plane has more checking activities, so no. into you're suspicious. We are moving from intelligence to suspicion. Asisa go post no. Oka say intelligence means that you're verified. Oka suspicion are unverified information. But all your press conference no say more credible intelligence. Subsequently, we are moving from intelligence to suspicion. And now many will say, Ntim Fordjour, any minority, Ntim can't to say, cocaine do say na bagana, and asika say na bagana. So a conjecture. A black wire yes idea will be that. But in the case of a black wire, or my musika involved. Ukofa Oslo, newa $12 million and a decoto. The hotels are here beton. Snit hotels are here beton in as if he always come out with superior argument. In the case of a black one, you enforce no the evidence about or throw Facebook, Twitter, no the evidence. No
details.
Yeah, no the document attached. That was how he was doing it. Or no, Akufo Addo never asked him or directed any state institutions to munko share black wa na money no and discuss na yintu saadi we ase. Instead you the Nico court as you sue about Kwabena force 5 in this exposes our year within that short period of time. In the case of Ntim Fordjour, press conference and a president and say knock up for national security NIB muni ni nkoshia na evidence bia wo no onfa na muntiminchi ana muntu sa munso ade we ano boni be na why and sentreduma we got leads and the monfa ne say Ntim Fordjour ye lead or mamu lead then you follow up Ntim Fordjour say me ni o munhia I will not meet them rather than may use parliamentary tools available to me. It has not ended. We are now jumping from one radio station to another, from one TV station to another, claiming say what evidence. Ubeko kutin so as play two feet Gran Canaria, Obedru Ghana town we and call Luanda and call her anything. So what? So what? Plane not to na any kwansi plane ni tu ana. Any kwansi plane a land wo Ghana ha na. But where is it the first time cry? Oh. But when you say a man for a week. Freedom fi muma. Enuntia. Na nti yes ye koche no. National security. I mean what? Why am I cause of Kojo?
NI before national intelligence.
Aba. Enti no mo kwa kochi.
That is BNI.
Ntim Fordjour. Makudu ni fi. Mo ntimi anche no. Ana masen aba. Meyi modi. If I am your head, anama. Omo amoko ho nyina meyi mu nyina di. You have only brought unnecessary criticism and bashing on the government for nothing. Because Mako, Montimi Ancheno, and they woke Kromuna ye, and they call Ntim Fordjour and Ntim Fordjour as a hero. Onam as a hero. If you cannot arrest, you don't even make a move. Say no ana muntimi nchena enya by force no ana masemo koche no betima din intente you ambush this one and arrest him anywhere muntimi anche no this is not the first time ana yes it will be the Benedict Peters joint operation national security NI before ni Jubilee House for no akabum antimi anche Benedict Peters mu re the information but to also match no on in the private militia I'm telling you, there have been no arrest.
There no Ntim.
There have been no arrest. And almost said that creating impression now, as you say you have been arrested. I'm going to call police station, man. Court ben nobody na go. Otchere no mo de ne kon he. Court ben enumudi na go. Na offense na oye no. Enya offense a itimi prosecute nipa na na. You see, a man from fan money serious. My time was studio akada. See national skills of my approach. Oh mudi I don't like it. And then they mad dinner my tia simple say, Ntim Fordjour was invited through the leader and could be any. And Ntim Fordjour nam and no castle. You're inviting me. You're inviting me. You're inviting me. Where is the letter? And also Ntim can't be. It was your mama that went for election. Your mama na need that poster no so. Your mama na Ghana for a share no. Eno mo kotuma NDC 57%. Eno mu di adwuma hye won say ama appointment. Wo de ne so be ye ni. You take your time and execute seamless operations. Man your operation a di backlash. Ebe babe ma by na wa ma by na ye time and why ye essential for men within 3 months. You are inviting them unnecessary invitations. Unnecessary invitation. MOBR is not helping anybody. But because I prosper, current issues. The body is so are publishing a security letter. Letter where Obia ne editing Obi post on Facebook. A man for anya copies a Sécurity TV station sobabo or non quando di cartoon newspaper and mama invited over 3 hours. For what? You see, Monye Mojuma will tell you, and I will studio her and the try catcher will say, so containers a 12-year man for ya who must be dear woman as he can, and yet me a yarn ye. It was the 3 of our Namatia Dutia and ye kick. Just give us information and also Munye. And I say, I buy 4 months. We tell me all the bad news. National Security, NIB, NIB, say NIB containers, and also Monamubola social containers.
Okay.
You see, that is the issue. Is Ghana forward GTA. Now, Ora gave Ghanaians hope. So what I say, so Ora Magana for hope. Just be transparent. Magana for who nyawu ye keke asa. Yet Ghana near Shemras, nobody will have private militia into political parties to grow Guamudie. Now I see Nigeria ni abet na Ghana ha over 25 men private militia. No mako china mose machina you cannot prosecute him against that law. Ye wa mrao e mrao ho no wa go against the law na wanye. Mumbe ka moso ko share dem until Ibrahim ama pio e no chukwa say no Ibrahim kwa pio no. Also, Okobono na property hubai. It has nothing to do with Peter Sayacheno. Ana, into a mumma buying. The Ghana phone Dawson. It is a power bar. No more consider Maubia Yeni. Do it and do it well. You better abo Remonacha Abaso. Ne dia wo ye kwamne du jemfi. Di mi odi adu kwamne du jemfi wa. Yeah. Na kwamne du bwan, kwamne du bwan ni di. If more ye need not be too dry. A chini. A month for be soon kakra. But no was a chin correct a chair. Nobody was able to criticize the channel. Apart from Mokasa bill conditioner ye high, a unreasonable, but that is what the thing says. Oh, yeah. Into a strum.
Okay.
They should stop embarrassing the government.
Okay.
Now, national security, my basin by Chico do Missima, Quadosimi Primus and my dynamical. Hey, NIB, what Bahaso affected arrest will say a month for sorry, didn't
Nigeria new crowd went to me and Chino, not Ghana ni MP. Nigeria new crowd and okay. Yeah, I'm going to be too much or much.
Benedict Peters and Tomo Trasana Ben Peters.
Ben Peters.
Simple question. Omudinu kon where? I Momo Dele Momud. At Twitter. So only Nakasa. I don't know how much you know. They said the Dele Momud tweeted. So he spoken to the man and that it was overblown. And somebody overblown. The government has intervened. Everything has come to the end. Ghana continues to be a destination for tourists and investors.
Okay. Kwajo.
Mama, that's it. I'm back when you thank you for. No sacrifice container now. Come back container. You are now the container. PRO. There be a container. I cook. You know, your friends a $1. You know. Gold and dollar now.
You're dealing with
meaning and the now to can answer because what is it there? Why also a should be?
Oh, and I come we are back.
We also a fake. And then Busa will say, more come the expertise square na and I'm the machine square also there.
Media de me call
you say fake.
National security na dia call ye. Per de omuji chire ye ni container mu bia no ni dollars bondo ni gold ni ego mu nyina. Omu say fake. But fake you only fake you. O see ye di. Yes, guy. You
me busa question about.
But o see a fake.
What the machine call?
Oh, but na say
why do you determine fake?
A fake.
Then I'm going to check
a fake.
And you fake nana.
A fake.
One nite, which you for no nite me fake wa. They say this can be good dem say fake. What some na work no. Mo ko come dey expect still na nipa mbot me. This how the machine score. Mama fa bi anko. Yes, so we are we.
Because o say machine be detect.
Na machine no, can't machine can say.
Scan we no. A grade A.
Can't machine.
It is a machine and a bed dictator. You find it difficult so
because I machine back home. Kaya was there being a patron for my friend machine.
Experiment.
I want in some.
Am I a
Jesus Christ? I say, we are caught to me the more court because I dare more and Ntim and someone number one Ntim and Jancy. Send the jacket to be the term fake $1. I want in Sano. Na Japan no cheska
yo before we and somewhere about beto yepono so make out say so we can subscribe to channel here but more than say obe subscribe now we like video don't give us a thumbs up na fi share ma wo foforo so na when you be here na wo and somewhere also e wo Ghana memo also betimi achere wadwen afa ye and somewhere nyina ho e wo comment box ni mo beti me kabim in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.